Something just happened that could change the course of the American economy.
On April 2, 2025, the president made a game-changing announcement, calling it Liberation Day for US industry.
His goal? To revive domestic manufacturing and reset global trade rules in favor of American workers. He framed it as a historic turning point, one that promises national resurgence and a renewed sense of economic independence.
Many argue this new tariff policy is the culmination of decades of frustration.
For over 50 years, past administrations reduced trade barriers, hoping that global markets would benefit everyone.
But critics believe this approach devastated American industry, leading to factory shutdowns and mass job losses.
In his speech, the president reinforced this narrative, pointing to the decline of US auto plants, steel mills, and family-owned farms.
He blamed past trade agreements, such as NAFTA, for fueling massive trade deficits and rising unemployment in manufacturing hubs.
His stance? The US can no longer afford what he called unilateral trade surrender. This is not about aggression, he insisted, it's about survival. To reclaim its industrial power, America must act decisively.
And that led to his big reveal: tariffs designed to mirror the policies of foreign competitors.
The moment everyone was waiting for arrived when he unveiled an executive order enforcing reciprocal tariffs. Here's how it works.
If another country imposes high tariffs on American goods, the US will respond by charging half that amount on their imports. Nations with low tariffs will still face a baseline 10% duty.
The idea is to introduce a fairer system, one that doesn't completely mirror foreign taxes but still applies pressure. Charts during the speech highlighted major disparities, with examples like Japan taxing US auto imports far more than the US taxes theirs.
India and the European Union were also called out for restricting American dairy and farm goods. His message was clear: the era of silent surrender is over. If other nations want free trade, they must play by the same rules. Otherwise, businesses worried about these new FEs can avoid them by relocating production to the US.
What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Now, let's talk about the bigger trend this policy is part of.
This move isn't just about tariffs. It's part of a broader push to bring manufacturing back home.
The president argued that steel, auto, and tech jobs will return, reviving industries that once defined America. He pointed to history, claiming that from 1789 to 1913, tariffs fueled the US economy. According to him, abandoning that model in favor of multinational trade deals led to widespread decline.
Supporters of this strategy believe it will protect the US from economic vulnerabilities, ensuring access to critical resources like raw materials, antibiotics, and semiconductors.
The goal?
A full-scale revival of American manufacturing.
Reactions poured in quickly, especially from union leaders in the auto and steel industries.
Many welcomed the policy, seeing it as a chance to reopen long-dormant factories. However, media coverage was split.
Some praised the move as bold and necessary, while others warned of potential backlash, such as price spikes or foreign retaliation.
Within the event itself, the atmosphere was overwhelmingly positive.
Supporters cheered what they saw as the first real step in ending America's economic decline. One of the most surprising moments came when the president predicted an investment boom, citing estimates of $6 trillion in new or expanded industrial facilities. Companies like Apple and TSMC
were mentioned as examples, with claims that they're planning to shift production to the US instead of facing heavy tariffs. If true, this could reshape entire regions of the country. The administration believes this manufacturing surge will create high-paying jobs, boost the middle class, and even lower consumer prices over time. But will these promises materialize?
That's the billion, or rather, trillion-dollar question.
Critics aren't staying silent. Economists warn that retaliatory tariffs could raise costs for American consumers. Some businesses worry about higher manufacturing expenses without access to cheap foreign components.
Agricultural exporters are also on edge, fearing they could lose access to key international markets. Meanwhile, legal challenges could emerge at the World Trade Organization, testing the policy's legitimacy.
Despite these risks, the administration remains firm, claiming that fair trade will benefit everyone if foreign nations follow suit.
A major theme of the speech was tying economic policy to national security. The president argued that relying on foreign factories puts the US at risk. He cited examples like shipbuilding, where foreign countries vastly outproduce the US, and the pharmaceutical industry, where America lacks self-sufficiency in crucial medicines.
By restoring domestic production, he believes America will be stronger, both economically and militarily.
His stance: trade deficits aren't just financial issues, they're national security threats. Despite the strong rhetoric, the speech ended on an optimistic note. The president laid out a broader vision for 2025, including tax cuts, regulatory reforms, and enhanced border security, all tied to making the US the world's top manufacturing hub. The ultimate promise: an industrial renaissance that will drive innovation, create jobs, and strengthen the economy for future generations.
But can this vision become reality?
That depends on market reactions, international responses, and the success of the new policies. For now, all eyes are on what happens next. This announcement represents a major shift in America's trade strategy, one that could redefine the economy for decades.
Some see it as a lifeline for American workers.
Others fear it could ignite a global trade war. Either way, Liberation Day is now part of history. The question is, will it bring prosperity or unintended consequences? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment.
More updates are coming soon, so check out the next video on your screen.
Let's see where this story goes next.